Hi, welcome back. Okay, so now we're going to add a fingerstyle pattern to our chords so we can keep the bass notes going and the melody notes going on the upper strings at the same time. So we're going to hold the C chord down and I'm going to play the bass note, so the A string at the 3rd fret, the C note, and I'm going to play this high E with my 2nd finger at the same time. So we get those two together. Then I'm going to come inside with my 1st finger and play the B string. So we get those two together. And I'm going to do everything that I do today with the metronome on the beat. So if you have your metronome set up to 4/4 and 40 beats, so about there, nice and slow. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can start by playing without the beat and just get used to the pattern. So bass note and the high E string, then the B string together like this. And we're going to repeat that. And I want you to think of your right hand as like a claw that you keep closed, rather than trying to sort of move the strings out of the way with your fingers like this. I want you to close your fingers and kind of wrap them into a little claw. So then we get our C chord going like this. And I'm trying to keep my bass note ringing the whole time. Next we're going to do the same thing, the same pattern. I'm going to put a 3rd finger on the low E string at the 3rd fret, and then my little finger on the high E string at the 3rd fret, and the same 2 strings. But this time I'm going to change the bass note from A to the low E. I'm going to play the high E string and the B string together. So you can start just doing that, maybe tapping your foot. So if I tap my foot, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and switch chords to the G, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then if you feel like you could almost do it to the beat, then I would put your metronome on, start at 40 beats, 3, 4 like this, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Next chord's an A minor. This time I'm going to play the A bass note, but I'm going to come inside. Instead of doing this high E string, I'm going to hit this B, and I'm going to pluck the B and the A string at the same time. Then my 1st finger is going to play the G string. So it's the same pattern, we just changed strings. Then I'm going to move on to a C chord, but it's a different looking C chord. It's not this C chord here. It's more open voice in C. So I'm going to do the C note on the A string at the 3rd fret with my 1st finger. Then I'm going to use my little finger on the 5th fret of the B string. It's still a C, but it's more of an open sound. And then I'm going to come back to this B string at the 3rd fret and just play that note on my own. I'm doing all this with my 2nd finger on the B string, by the way. So so far we have like that. Then I'm going to repeat all that. This time I'm going to play a G with my little finger on the B string again, 3rd fret. Come inside and play the open G note. I'm going to do that twice. And then I'm going to come back inside and play the C chord again. Okay, for this section, I'm going to recommend that you play everything with a metronome at 40 beats and tap your foot at the same time. Really, what we're working on here is transitions. We already know the shapes for the chords. We're just working on moving them around. So we're just working on transitioning from the C chord to the G and the A. And really, the most important beat to worry about is just beat 1. If you've got your thumb in the right spot on beat 1 and your bass notes ready on beat 1, you'll probably find that everything else just falls into place. It's getting those bass note movements so they feel comfy and you're not missing that beat 1. Really getting those bass notes on the click on beat 1 is your homework. That's your task for today. So start slow, tap that foot, stay on the beat, and follow those bass notes on beat 1, and you'll find that your fingerstyle playing is really starting to take off now.